All right, cool. Let's check in. Let's check in. How you feeling?
I'm tired, dog.
Likewise.
I finished the nursery though.
Word?
Yeah.
How you feel?
I just told you I'm tired. I'm tired. No, but I've just been working on that. Trying to get everything squared away. Trying to mentally prepare for fatherhood.
Mm-hmm.
It's no blueprint for that though.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so
not at all.
But yeah, just outside of that, I mean, it's been pretty quiet, but just trying to get the house together and everything.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. It's funny. We watched Inside Out 2. It was on Disney Plus.
We watched that the other night too.
Yeah, we watched it. We watched it the other night, and I was watching it, and when anxiety came on, I was like, huh. So now, when I like feel myself getting anxious, I'm like, anxiety, get your ass away from that control board. Back up. I'll be ready to box. I'm ready to box anxiety because where Joy at?
For real.
Bring Joy back.
For real. So that movie was deep.
But
though.
it was, and I was still. I think I had therapy like a couple of days before that, so I was still a little. I was still a little raw.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Still raw with emotion. So it was a certain part when when Riley had the panic attack in the penalty box when she was doing the hockey tryouts. That one got me.
Nah.
That one got me. I haven't had a panic attack in a long time.
That's
good. I'm proud of myself.
That's good.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. It was nice, and I'm glad that stuff like that exists for kids to kind of like explain emotions in a way that they'll enjoy and understand. And then I think it can lead to to some really good conversations with your kids about their emotions.
I agree.
Because I feel like as parents we tend to. No, I don't want to say minimize, but we kind of limit our children to what emotions they can experience. They can experience the same amount of emotions as we can. Yeah. It's weird to think about your 5 or 6 year old having anxiety. But what I mean? But it happens.
I mean, even thinking back, like if you think back to your childhood, I could identify multiple times where it was like, oh, that was anxiety.
Yep.
100%.
100%.
But I didn't know how to express it.
Right.
And,
right.
And I feel like as a kid, like you said, you're sort of told how to feel in a lot of situations. And it was, I forgot who said it, but even something as simple as like taking pictures. Why are you telling your kid to smile? Do they want to smile?
Right.
You masking feelings from age 3 if you're telling your kid to smile,
Right. Right.
But yeah, I think that movie is really deep.
Yeah. It's an important movie.
Yeah. If that movie existed, how old are we? 30, 31, 32? If that movie existed 25 years ago and you saw it, how do you think it would have affected you?
That's tough. I don't know. I can't. It's hard for me to say that it would have made much of a difference. I think, if anything, it would have helped me. I think it would have helped me kind of like normalize different feelings, and also honestly put a name to different feelings. Like, like this, like seeing anxiety like going crazy like that, like
and she was going crazy,
wilding. Anxiety was wilding. Wow, I'm like, yo. Causing a windstorm in there. That's crazy. So I think like, oh yeah, that's what it feels like to me.
Right.
And then seeing like Riley have that panic attack where she was like grasping like her chest. I'm like, oh, that's why my chest beat.
It all made sense.
It all makes sense. So I think in that aspect, I think in that aspect it would have made a difference. Now, it would have been a matter of what would we have done with that information.
Yeah.
Okay, I can identify this. So now what? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's hard to say.
Right.
Because I mean, at that age, it's still on your parents to, and they can barely identify that within themselves. Like back then,
right? Because they grew up in a generation where that was just not.
Yeah, you don't talk about feelings. You don't. You stressed? Why?
You got too blessed to be stressed. Oh shit! You know what comes to my mind when I hear that? that old Peyton with the black lady walking up the steps, and the steps is like different different hurdles and obstacles.
Every New Year's, they drop a new joint every New Year.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But yeah, man. But all in all, I can't complain. I can't complain. Okay. You know, we're finally settled into our routine, which helps everybody involved. You know, we're just vibing, get ready for, just all the family activities that occur in the fall. You know,
apple picking,
man,
pumpkin picking.
I can't wait. This is the elite season for so many reasons. I've been waiting for fall. I've been waiting for fall. Fancy. She calls, whenever I talk about fall, she calls my propaganda. Because I'm like, oh yeah, it's like fall. She's like, no, it's 80 degrees outside.
Out here rushing seasons, dog.
Right. But yeah, man. But
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. So first up,
yes.
We ain't gonna talk about too much, but
right.
I think we should talk about Diddy.
Yes.
Have you been following it? Like the information that's been floating around. What are your thoughts on your boy, Puffy Daddy?
I have a lot of thoughts.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to summarize. I'm gonna try to summarize them. He should be in jail. That's first.
Whatever they say he did.
Whatever they say he did it. Whatever they say he did it. And it kind of goes back to that video of him attacking Cassie. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's all we need right there.
Right.
Like from that point, I'm like, whatever they say he did it. Like it's,
I agree.
And us, like we get our jokes off about stuff, and like when the information about the baby oil came out, that was crazy, and like the freak offs or whatever. Like we got our jokes off, but for me, it got annoying for me seeing how people responded to it. I can't stand when people take a situation like this and they immediately go towards the whataboutism. So they immediately say like, oh, well, this happened, but what about this person who's been doing it? They're just as terrible.
Right.
What are we talking about?
Right.
And that still doesn't take away from the fact that what he did was terrible and he should pay for his crimes.
I agree.
End of story. And I can't stand the people who say like, oh, I can't believe all these people are like celebrating the downfall of a black man. Yes.
If it's that black man and he did that, I'm gonna celebrate it.
He should be locked away for his crimes.
Under the jail. Yeah, that's. I mean, the same thing happened when the stuff about R. Kelly came out, and I think what I couldn't understand the most, right, was at the trials of R. Kelly, there were people outside like protesting, free him,
right,
free R. Kelly.
Crazy.
No. No.
Keep him there.
Please. Throw away the key. Like I never want to see him again. And I think the support that these artists have had, I think people can't separate or even imagine them being human. Right? Like, yeah, they make great music.
Of course.
Absolutely.
100%.
But they can also be monsters. And I think it's important to understand that and accept that. Yeah. Like, because I think the people that are outside saying free R. Kelly, free Diddy, well, I haven't seen any free Diddy ones. I hope I don't. But
right.
Those people, like, it's kind of embarrassing to understand, because it's like they have, and these are mostly black women as well. So it's like, yeah, they made you dance, but you got a daughter, you got nieces, you got sisters, your mom is black. So I can't understand that. Right. Like if he did everything they saying, which, I mean, we saw the Cassie video. Yeah. That's out there for public consumption.
Right.
So, but just off of that, lock him up.
Right.
Lock him up.
Immediately.
Never want to see him.
Expeditiously.
Burn his
And the fact that they turned down, what was it, his $50 million
that says
video?
A lot. If
That's
a
a
judge
lot of
is
money.
like 50 mil, nah,
Not
we
enough. Go to
We
jail.
good. We
You're
good.
going to jail.
We good.
Yeah, no, he's gone.
Yeah,
He's gone.
the
He's
evidence they must have.
gone. Oh my gosh. And one thing I started to notice too, and actually this isn't something that that I didn't know, but it still frustrates me is people just don't understand the dynamics of dealing with someone who has power and control over you. I think looking at someone like that has a stature of Diddy in the music world, I saw people saying like, oh well, Cassie made the decision to deal with him, to date him, whatever the situation may be, to get to make it big in the music world. Does that give him the right to do what he did to her?
Yeah,
No. And like, I don't know. It just frustrates me that people still, despite the access to information that we have in our pockets we have supercomputers in our pockets every single day. They are in our hands for so much of the day, and people don't use them.
They choose not.
People
to.
don't use them.
They
People
choose
don't
not
use
to.
them. Yeah. So, so it is annoying still to see just the misinformation and just the lack of understanding of different dynamics when it comes to domestic violence and sex trafficking and all these things. Like sex trafficking is a world that people, I just don't think people truly understand how terrible it is. And it's clear just by people's response to this. People keep saying like, oh, this is just prostitution. Like I think it was I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast. I think it was Flip. He was saying like, oh, like we can't fly a girl out and do X, Y, and Z with her. Do you think that's all that was? You think that's all that was?
And that's a whole nother.
That's right.
That's
Right.
another level that
Right.
that has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like,
yeah.
if you are a willing participant who decides to take a trip, that's one thing.
Consent.
But if you are non-consenting, if there are drugs and alcohol involved,
Correct.
like it's a whole different.
Yeah.
It's a
We're talking
different
about something
story.
completely different now.
Right.
Right.
It's dangerous.
Right.
It's
Right.
dangerous.
Right. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. 'Cause yeah.
Needs to-
I'll get fired up real quick.
He needs to get a seatbelt.
And I want to keep it relatively light today. So yeah.
Get him a seatbelt. Buckle up. He's going to jail. Right? Buckle up, buddy.
Oh man.
On a lighter note.
Yes.
On a lighter note.
Yeah.
Let's move over to some sports. I mean, it was a good weekend of football. We saw a lot of
weekend of football.
lot of. It was crazy because we saw a lot of good games, but we also saw a lot of good teams have bad games.
Right. Ooh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The Texans.
The
I was
Texans, like the Jag, they should have blew them out.
Correct.
Should have blew them out. But
Correct.
last night's game, the
Which one?
Dolphins and Titans.
Oh my God.
Snooze fest.
Snooze fest.
Snooze fest.
I can't believe I sat up and watched Mason Rudolph versus Tyler. Is that his name? Tyler Huntley? I cannot believe that I stayed up and watched that game.
Listen,
It's insane. Like, what is this?
and it's just so I kind of feel bad for those teams because I mean, being a Bills fan, we obviously have good banter with the Dolphins fans
For sure.
and to see them where they're at right now, just their season's over.
They shouldn't be this bad. It
It's
shouldn't be this bad.
but I feel like when you talk as much as Dolphins fans, right? You have to have a squad that no matter who is at QB, you can still perform.
Right.
They've yet to lead at any point in a game this season. This was week 4. You know how sad that is as a grown man to go
That's
out
terrible.
there.
Tua's coming back though.
No, he's not.
He's playing next week. I heard.
Are you serious?
No,
I'll fact check that.
no.
I'll fact check that.
If Tua come, man, we are watching murder
Right.
take place.
Right.
You know the lawsuit that he gonna have against the NFL when he retire?
It's crazy.
Could start. Okay.
Symptom free. This ain't COVID. We talking concussion, dog. Right.
Right. He is the symptom.
Right. Like,
He is the symptom.
Symptom free. Has he ran at full speed? Tell him run 100 yards straight right now.
Without getting dizzy.
Right.
Can you do it?
Come on, man.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I feel like, but even then, the Dolphins, their defense should be better than it is. Their defense should be way better than what it is. Because I don't think they got Jalen Phillips back. He got hurt earlier. I really like Jalen Phillips. He's nice. I think he's going to be a great defensive lineman. You got Jalen Ramsey back there, but Jalen Ramsey, he's always due for one or two plays where he just gets absolutely destroyed,
and it's usually in clutch moments.
It usually is. They got Javon Holland over there. Jordan Poyer is just old. We saw that when they played the Bills. That's why I wasn't upset when the Bills got rid of Jordan Poyer. I'm like, hi.
Watching
they
him
were
get
great.
Torched.
It was so validating. It was so validating because all off season we just kept hearing about how the Bills lost their top two safeties. What is their defense going to look like? Probably the same because they're old as hell.
I think Micah going to come back in the playoffs.
You think so?
He hasn't officially retired.
He hasn't.
He's just trying to see what we do. Like he the person that take a couple of days off of the group project.
Right. he just popped back up.
Right, like
like the night before his due, he popped back up. What y'all need me to do? What y'all need me to do?
I can type it up for y'all if y'all.
I can submit it.
That was me.
I'll submit it.
Y'all need me to transcribe? I can do the transcript.
Right.
Oh, y'all good? Okay, cool.
Right.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
No, but it's a long season, so I mean,
for sure,
it can happen.
For sure.
You know, seeing teams that should be good right now being horrible, I don't know. It makes me smile a little bit, man.
Absolutely.
The Eagles,
it wakes up the hater in me.
Them Eagles.
Oh my. There's something about seeing Nick Sirianni have that confused look on his face on the sideline that just brings me joy. I can't quite put my finger on why. And honestly,
what face he make?
It's the whole game. Like, bro, this is your team. Why are you confused?
You're the coach.
You got the same face as homeboy up in 316.
Oh, shoot.
But and honestly, Jalen Hurts too, and I'll tell you why. Jalen Hurts, he has it all.
Meaning
he's
like,
engaged to just a beautiful woman.
Are you saying
beautiful
life-wise,
black woman?
just in life?
Likewise,
okay.
Yeah. He's one of the most handsome men in the league. Let's be honest.
Okay.
Let's be honest. You can't have it all. You can't have that and also be a top 5 quarterback. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
I'm sorry. You can't. There has to be a line.
He found it this year.
He found it.
He found that line.
He found that line. Yeah. And their DB CJ Gardner Johnson, can't stand him.
Oh my god,
can't stand him. He talks so much and he's not that good. He has, and I'm glad he's been getting smoked away.
But he's still talking though.
Yeah, and honestly, you gotta respect it because he's standing on it at least.
Because he was talking. He even talked after the Saints game.
That's
and he
crazy.
was saying like, "Yeah, we did what we had to do." It was like, bro, you almost lost.
Right.
Like you was getting cooked out there.
I remember one play in that Saints game where I can't remember what receiver it was, but he celebrated after he got a big hit, but it was after a first down. He was like hype.
Like they got 30 yards on you, dog.
Right.
What you mean?
I just extended the drive. What are you celebrating
I win,
for,
bro?
Right. So, but yeah, man. Yeah, the Eagles are looking. They're looking rough. The Cowboys always look like the Cowboys.
This is the thing about the Cowboys. I feel they would be much better if they didn't have the pressure of their owner.
Yeah.
Like, how often do you see an owner doing interviews? Don't he have his own podcast?
He probably does.
It's like the owner is you supposed to be quiet about it.
Right.
You made the money. You bought the team.
The only time we saw Robert Kraft was when they showed him in that press box sitting there looking like he's asleep.
And he just
looking like he's asleep. I don't got a clue what's going on. And that was it.
That was it.
And that was it. But this man, he's the GM. He is the
CEO,
CFO,
CIO, COO,
Vice President of Operations.
Yeah,
like, it's too much. It's too much. And I think he has I think his way of managing a team is very outdated.
I think he looks at players as property. I don't know how else to say it. You know what I mean? Because he's like, he gives a lot of like auction block type vibes when he's, you know what I mean though?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know how else to say it. It's
yeah.
like, I mean, even the clip,
and then the thick country accent.
Yeah, it don't make it no better. It's like, come on, man. Like I don't know if I could play for somebody
so
like that.
Nah.
And he had that clip with Jamie Foxx where he was like, did you see that clip with Jamie Foxx?
No.
So
what clip? Oh my god.
So Jamie Foxx I guess he went to like a Cowboys practice, right? And he's sitting there and he's with Jerry Jones. And Jerry Jones is like running down attributes of somebody on the field. Yeah. He's like 5'9", 210, 4'5", 40, 8.5-inch dick. He says that, and then Jamie Foxx like cuts off the phone. But it's like, bro, what are you on? What you on, bro?
He's just old. He has to let it go.
But like, why bring that up? What are you on, bro? What does that have to do with his game?
And the fact that he extended Dak Prescott an hour before game 1 of the season is crazy.
He did it purposely.
It's crazy.
It's a power move.
Yeah, and then like, so I think it was after the Ravens game. So I think somebody asked him about like Derrick Henry. And he said, we couldn't afford him. Excuse me? You just paid Dak Prescott so much money.
Which I think that
he's the high. Isn't he the highest paid quarterback in the league right now?
I believe so.
You just paid CeeDee Lamb, which CeeDee Lamb deserves his money. I will give him that.
That contract I agree with.
Absolutely, CeeDee Lamb is great. I love CeeDee Lamb. Dak should not be the highest paid quarterback in the league. I'm sorry.
Dak is Kirk Cousins with a splash of color. That's all he is. He gonna win games.
Yeah.
He gonna get to them playoffs and he gonna disappear.
Right.
Every year.
Right.
Every year.
Right.
That's just who he is.
Yeah.
It's nothing against him.
Yeah.
That's who he is. He's Kirk Cousins with a splash of color.
What do you think the Cowboys need to take that next step that people think that they're gonna take?
They need Jerry Jones to sell that team.
True.
That's I mean, they could pay as many people as they want. I think it's a culture thing.
For sure. Oh,
if your culture
100%, 100%.
is trash, it don't matter who. You could bring in a Pro Bowl team of all Pro Bowlers.
Yeah.
I mean, look, what team did it? The Eagles did it years ago. Remember when they had all them stars on defense? And they tanked basically?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I think they got to change the culture there. And Jerry Jones, it's not going to happen until, I mean, he racing Jimmy Carter to live the longest right now. But it ain't going to happen until he sell.
Right. Right.
But then his son will probably take over. So
it'll just be the same thing all over again.
America's team.
I guess so.
America's team.
Okay. But let's talk Buffalo Bills. Let's talk Buffalo Bills. Not a great game. Not a great game.
Didn't happen.
It's the first time.
What game? Never happened. I don't know what you're talking about.
They played this week. I thought it was a bye week.
Must have missed that.
Yeah, but it sucked. But I'm not too worried about it for a couple reasons. A, they're not going to run into many teams like the Ravens. The Ravens are different. You have Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. Nobody else has that. Derrick Henry, I think Derrick Henry will be the last surefire first ballot Hall of Fame running back we see for a long time in NFL. That's like active. That's active. Maybe you can make a case for Christian McCaffrey
Saquon? What do you think, Saquon?
Nah, not surefire, like 100% first ballot. Nah, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Maybe Christian McCaffrey, but then again, it's like, the injuries that he's had. But Derrick Henry is like, when it's all said and done, when Derrick Henry is eligible to go to the Hall of Fame, it's like, yep, absolutely, get him in there, 100%.
Okay.
And he's also 6'3", 240 pounds at running back. Who's tackling that? Not me. Not me. You saw what he did to Taylor Rapp.
Bro. How many you know how they made a they got a mixtape highlight of all the Julio Jones tackles.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see all the people that Derrick Henry is injured.
I mean, it has a graveyard.
Remember the Josh Norman?
Oh man. That stiff arm was disgusting.
Man.
It was disgusting.
You probably still have nightmares about that.
I would. It was PTSD from that. but yeah, man. But yeah, I'm not too worried about the Bills. Yeah, because they're not running too many teams like the Ravens. And another thing about that game too, I hope that game is a perfect example of how momentum is a real thing.
Yeah.
Because at the start of the second half, the Bills stopped. No, I think they scored. Then they stopped the Ravens, and then they were driving again. And
they scored there. It's a completely different game.
Yeah,
you in their head.
But instead, Joe Brady called an end around to Josh Allen, knowing that they have been breathing down his neck all game long. All game long. Kyle Van Noy had it out.
Listen.
For Josh Allen, he was everywhere. That's a bad boy. I was so glad when he left the Patriots. I was so happy he left the Patriots because that man, he is sick. But they had the momentum, and then that play and that turnover completely shifted the momentum back to the Ravens, and that was it.
Yeah,
that was their chance to get back in the game and potentially come back and win.
It's a mental.
And it ruined it.
Once you get in a team's head mentally. Yeah. And they can't figure out what you're doing. Mm-hmm. You could, I mean, we've done it before though. That's a thing. Every time, well, not every time, but the last few times we played the Ravens, we've been down.
Yeah.
A couple scores and still come back to win. Mm-hmm. And I think going into the second half, I think every Bills player understood that.
True.
And they had that mentality where it's like it's not over. Mm-hmm. And then good old JB, Joe Brady. Said, let me fuck that up real quick. I know what you're thinking, but let me.
Josh Allen was like, "Hey man, like we driving right now. Let's keep it going. Let's keep moving the ball down the field nicely. All right, cool. End around right now. What?
You sure, Coach? Absolutely.
Yeah, run it.
Absolutely. But they said when they said it was supposed to go to Mac Hollins. He was trying to throw to Mac Hollins, but he was in double coverage. And I think it was another safety floating around back there. It was like he had nowhere to go.
Right. But yeah, that was a wild game. But that just now I'm not gonna sit here and say that McDermott or just the coaching staff in general needs to have their jobs taken away, because I do love what Sean McDermott is able to do with the guys he has on defense. I feel like he does a great job of developing.
He's a scheme coach.
Yeah, and I love that. I feel like they do a great job of drafting guys that can fit in that scheme and developing those players to fit in that scheme. I love that. However, how many times are we going to say, well, if this coaching call didn't happen, they would have won this game, or at least made it a game? Oof. I feel like that's really what it comes down to. Like, I feel like Sean McDermott has done a great job of changing the culture of the Buffalo Bills and getting them to this point where they're a yearly contender. Mm-hmm. But at some point, you got to step back and say, like, okay, what else do we need to take that next step? And I feel like it's always come down to coaching. Because in the Chiefs game, the 13 seconds game, why are we running a prevent defense?
Yeah, that was
crazy.
But then it's like, where's the accountability, right?
Right.
Because it's not Leslie Frazier fault anymore.
Right.
He's gone.
Right.
It ain't Ken Dorsey fault no more.
Yeah.
He's gone. Mm-hmm. at some point you gotta look in the mirror and be like,
Yeah.
"Ew."
Yeah. Like even like on one of the 4th and 1s or like 4th and 2 or something like that, he tried punted it and they were down. Like, why?
Yeah.
You have Josh Allen.
And
Run that bitch.
And this is the thing. And the thing is, with the tush push, they usually getting 3 or 4 yards every time they use it.
Exactly.
If you ain't comfortable handing it off, keep it in Josh Allen's hands.
Right. Right.
And we've seen it time and time again. Like, Josh Allen gonna make plays.
Yeah.
That's what he's
Yeah.
born to do.
Yep.
He came out the womb making plays. I'm sure
Yeah.
of it. I don't know his mom, but I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
It's in his blood.
But all in all, I'm not too worried. I do think that they will learn from that game. I think those will be fine down the stretch. I'm excited to see how they play against the Texans. The Texans are different. They don't scare me as much, but Nico Collins he's a dog.
He a dog, but we got some dogs.
He's a dog.
We got some dogs.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Woof, woof.
We do.
We got some dogs on defense. We could hold them down.
Yeah.
I think, but what I don't want is for people to make this like the Stephon Diggs versus Josh Allen.
You know they will.
I don't, because it's not that.
It's not.
It's not. It's the Bills
Because they're
versus
fine.
the
They get
Texans.
along.
Yeah,
They keep saying over and over again, like, "Nah, that's my dog."
They probably on Call of Duty right now,
Right.
as we speak.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and I think it'll be a good game
For
I
sure.
really do.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
think
It'll be a great game.
that I think we
It's
have
weird.
to not do what we did last week. Obviously,
Basically.
we got three road games in a row, so it's like momentum is. You need that
Right.
in order to win on the road.
Right.
That game after that, I'm not worried about that at all.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers can't. Nah, he looked bad this year.
They look terrible. He's old.
I think they
old.
forgot that.
And they don't have. I like Garrett Wilson. I do. I think he's a really, really good receiver. But I don't think he's a guy that you can trust to like go make a play. Like, yo, we need you right now. We're down. The offense is struggling. I need you to go make a play. Because he's the number one. But Aaron Rodgers, and when he needs to, when he gets out of a jam, he's throwing at Allen Lazard.
Yeah.
And I get it. They play
It's a
together.
chemistry thing, though,
yeah,
too.
exactly. Right.
And that's hard to,
Right.
and that could be part of the issue where you have a number one guy who doesn't have the chemistry that the number 2 or number 3, guy has with the quarterback.
Yeah.
And if you're screaming for the ball,
Yeah.
and the QB doesn't trust you, that creates a culture issue. So I mean, like I said, it's a long season.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they'll be fine.
That's
They'll be fine.
That's why I'm not out
they
there.
They got Josh Allen. That's really what it comes down to. They got Josh Allen.
As
Like
long as
this,
you got a chance. As long as you
he's
got a chance.
having a crazy year already.
Yeah.
Like he's a different player this year. He looks different. He looks calmer.
He looks happy.
He looks happy. Yeah.
He got a new girl, and he was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
He left that stress in last
Right.
season. Then
Yeah, but I like the way Josh has been playing. I like he's way more methodical. He's more cerebral. I think he's thinking the game more. But I think part of that is because of the offensive line has been playing so well.
Yeah.
He has time. He has time to go through his progressions, go through his reads, and find the open guy, or do that check down, or run for 5-6 yards and slide. Like
right.
he looks like he's thinking the game more. This is how I see it. I compare where Josh is now to kind of like the trajectory of LeBron's career, athleticism wise. If you remember the first 7 years of LeBron's career, he relied mostly on his athleticism.
Okay.
And it was great to see. It was fun.
Yeah.
The dunks, the full speed sprints down the court to block somebody for a chase down block. It was great. But then when he got to Miami, we saw athletic Bron still in his athletic prime, but now he's thinking the game more.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing that IQ like really elevate.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're seeing with Josh now. I think Josh is still in his athletic prime, but now he's seeing the game different. I think he's grown as a quarterback, as a leader, and we're seeing that play out in the way he thinks the game, the way he sees it, the way he approaches the game. Like, it looks like he has more control of the offense now.
Yeah.
I like that.
He's feeling
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I think he's not, even when we're down big, he's not trying to play hero ball. It's just like,
No.
I'm just gonna go beat Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And like, I think what I do love is he's utilizing the check down. I feel like
Yes.
for the past ever, he never wanted to take the check down.
Right.
He always wanted the big shot down the
Right.
field. And other teams knew that. But now he's just going to take what you give us. I'll take
Which
the
is
4
scary.
yards, the
Which is
5
scary.
yards there. And then he's just going to drive, and then he's going to take the big shot
Right.
when you
Right.
think he's just going to check the check
I think
down.
this
So,
is the scariest version of Josh Allen.
yeah.
If
I
I
mean,
was
it's what-
if I'm an NFL defense, I'm terrified.
I mean, I think they've always been terrified.
Well, true. But now I'm like, all right. So what do we do now?
What can you do?
Nothing. You gotta stop everybody else. Honestly.
It's like, how do you guard LeBron?
Pray.
You
Pray. Like LeBron now, you gotta pray. You gotta
Yeah.
pray because he's beating you. Like, I look back at, we kind of shifting basketball a little bit, but I look back to those early years, like I said, and then kind of like 2011. Like, you can take away certain aspects of his game, and you can do nothing else. Now, what do you take away? You can't take really take away anything because he's gonna hurt you in a lot of different ways.
and you think Josh Allen's the same way now?
Yes, I do. Or at least he's on his way to that.
Okay.
He's on his way to that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, because I say that because in that Ravens game, he easily could have regressed back to that old Josh Allen. We just throwing deep, just trying to make a play, but he didn't do that. He stuck. I think he stuck with what he's been doing, and he didn't try to chase the game.
Yeah.
He's letting the game come to him now.
And even when it's out of his hand, it's like,
Hey,
I ain't throwing no picks.
hey, I wasn't out there on defense, so
That's basically what he said.
right. You can't blame me.
No, that's yeah. But like, it's a long season. Long season. I think we'll be okay. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs.
Yep.
I don't know how they're winning. That's good coaching though.
That's great coaching.
That's great coaching.
Great
you know
coaching.
you're not going to put up 30, 40 points this year on a regular. I don't think they'll be. They don't.
But
I think they have the ability to do it.
No one's going to put up 30 or 40 points on them
On
either.
them, exactly. So they know it's going to be a 7 to 10 point spread for most of the game, and they're just going to keep it close.
Yeah, and if you can keep it close for Patrick Mahomes, you're going to win.
Yeah.
You're going to win.
I think his record. They because Chargers were up 10-0, and they said he's undefeated or something when he's been down 10.
That's crazy.
Like, think
crazy.
about that.
That's crazy.
To be down 10
Yeah.
and know, like
Like, he is truly like undoubtedly the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
Like, the conversation isn't even like who's going to challenge Mahomes? It's like Patrick Mahomes. All right, who's the second best quarterback?
Right.
Like, the conversation about Josh, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson is like, which one of them is the second best quarterback in the league? There is no like, who's up there? Who's better? Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Like, there's none of that. It's Patrick Mahomes, and then y'all figure that shit
And
out.
I think people are starting to accept that because it used to be
for
like,
sure.
Mahomes and Allen 1A, 1B, and it's like,
In 2020, maybe. 2020, maybe.
and you can't even. I feel like it's hard.
Josh's 2020 season.
It's
was
hard
crazy.
to count that season, right? Because statistically, I think everybody had a great year statistically, but you take out, a lot of the variables that go into a game. There's no crowd noise, so I mean, false starts were down to basically almost zero that year, and then you look at other teams with that COVID year. It was like people getting COVID left and right and not
Right.
playing, so it was hard to
Yeah.
have a full squad.
Yeah.
So I feel like that year has an asterisk,
Yeah.
similar to the Lakers bubble championship. I said it.
Let's not go too far.
I said it.
Let's not go too far. That was a legitimate championship. LeBron James got number 4, right? That was
Yes.
the first. Yeah, number
Yes.
4. Got Finals MVP.
Yes.
We're gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that.
All right.
That was
Like
a,
I said,
that
it's still an asterisk there.
that was a legitimate championship.
It was legitimate with an asterisk. but
I'm gonna let bygones be bygones.
I calls it like I sees it. No, but I think just like we said, there's Mahomes is Mahomes,
True.
and then there's everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Burrow should be up there.
No.
What is he proving?
He got to a Super Bowl once.
Did he win?
Nope.
So it's like, who did he lose to?
They lost.
Rams,
They
right?
lost to the Rams. That was a good Rams team, though.
That was a
good Rams team. Yep.
Great Rams
Yep.
team.
Yep. But yeah.
I will, not me. So on to we'll stick with Buffalo sports.
Yeah.
On to the Sabres.
Yes.
They're looking good.
Looking great.
What are your expectations for them this year?
I can see them contending for a wild card spot.
Okay.
I look back to 2 seasons ago when they were in that same position where I think they missed the playoffs by 1 point. They still have those same players. They still have that same talent. That's even more mature now. I think it's just a matter of people just staying healthy. They need Jack Quinn all 82 games. They need Matthias Samuelson at least most of the games because I know he's going to get hurt eventually. I know he is. I think Jack Quinn's injuries were more like just like freak accident. I know he had that Achilles injury, and I think he got hit, and I can't remember what happened, but it wasn't anything like a quad injury or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, they just got to stay healthy. If they can stay healthy, and Lindy can get the guys to just work every single night, they can be really good. They can be really, really good. They have the talent. Yeah. They have Kevin Adams has done a great job of bringing in talent. I like the trade for Bowen Byram. I thought that was a great trade. My initial reaction like, damn, Casey Middleton had been playing great for the Sabres. He was one of the best Sabres on the team at the time. But then I was like, you know what? They have so many goddamn forwards on this team.
Yeah.
Both on the Sabres and in the pipeline. Somebody's going to come and take his spot anyway.
Right.
So might as well trade him now while he has value and get a good return, which they did. And I love Bowen Byram. He's still young too.
Yeah.
He's still young too. And it's funny because he was in the same situation with Colorado. Colorado has so many great defensemen that they were like, all right, yeah, take this one. And that one just happened to be one of the best players in his draft. This wasn't just any defenseman. Like, this is a really good player.
Right.
You know? So I think that was a great trade for both sides. So I'm excited about that. Rasmus Dahlin, he's gonna do what he does. One thing I did notice is that I can tell that they've been working on the power play by not having Taves just stand in that Ovechkin spot. Because teams caught on to that last year.
Oh, yeah.
You look at the year before when he scored like 100 goals and like half of them were power play goals. Right. They were all from that spot.
But we always had a guy like that. I mean, Olsen was there for ever.
Yep. So teams caught on to that, and they didn't score as much on the power play. Tage didn't score as much on the power play. So I can tell that even just from the preseason, they're moving guys around a lot more. And I like that because Tage isn't only a scorer. He can pass. He can stick handle.
Right.
He's improved so many aspects of his game. So why not use that?
Right.
Why not use that?
Stays relatively healthy for the most part. So you get your value out of him.
Yep. So I'm excited. I'm excited about the Sabres. I think there's a lot to look forward to with this team. And I think this is the last stop for Lindy Ruff. I don't see him coaching anywhere else after this. I think once he's done here, he's gonna retire.
How old is he? Gotta be 60s, right?
Yeah, gotta be.
Maybe even older than that, right? Because he played with us in the 80s.
80s, yeah, I think so.
So you figured he was 20 then. We're just throwing out numbers. Add another 20 onto that. Add another 20 onto that.
About 25, 26.
40 then. 40 in the 2000s. 60s.
Yeah.
Call it 60s.
Yeah. So if they had, like I said, they have the talent. As long as Lindy can get the guys to just work every night, play fast, play physical. They're right. They have the goaltending. I love the tandem of UPL and Devin Levi. I think that's a great goalie tandem. especially with the season UPL had last year. And I like that they sent Devin Levi down to regain his confidence and play well for Rochester. So yeah, man, I'm excited. I think they're gonna be all right. They're in a tough division as always in the Atlantic.
Right.
You got Boston. Boston's always gonna be good. You got the Panthers coming off a Stanley Cup. You got Toronto. Toronto is Toronto's Toronto during the regular season. So yeah, so I think they'll be all right.
I miss playoff hockey, like the atmosphere
Yes.
in this city.
Absolutely.
Because I think back to 06, 07, 08. It was just a different time.
It was.
Like
The energy was different.
the streets were humming, as they say. The streets were humming.
Yeah.
And I miss that. I think it'll be exciting to get that back. I think,
For sure.
I think Lindy is the guy to do it.
For sure.
So I'm excited,
sure.
man.
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
excited.
For sure. That's all I got for the Sabres.
That's it too.
You been watching the WNBA playoffs?
No.
It's some games going. It's some games going.
So you got the Aces and the Liberty.
Yeah, Aces and Liberty, and then you got Minnesota and Connecticut. The Connecticut Sun.
Whoa, watch out.
Whoa.
What you? Let's try that again.
Son's had a stroke.
Let's try that again.
Yeah. The Connecticut Sun and the Minnesota Lynx. And then another series got the New York Liberty and the Las Vegas Aces.
Taking your time with it now.
Take your time, Pastor. But yeah, these games have been great. The only thing I do wish that the WNBA would change are the number of games in the first round. It's a 3-game series.
Yeah.
So if you get swept, you don't even get to get a home game.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, but I mean, this round now it is 5, best of 5. So I was like, all right, but I feel like
Best of
first,
7.
if you want to do it like that, do first round best of 5, then do best of 7 the rest of the way.
That's fair.
So because I feel like Indiana could have made the series against the Connecticut Sun more interesting.
Yeah.
Especially with the way they played in game 2, they cut the game close, but then they just didn't have it in the end. Caitlin Clark went crazy, rookie of the year. Shout out to her. Shout out to Aja Wilson. I don't think people understand the season that Aja Wilson had. He broke the record for most points in a season. 1,000. No one's ever scored 1,000 points.
Right.
She could have won Defensive Player of the Year. I do like the choice for Defensive Player of the Year and Nafisa Collier. But Aja definitely could have won it. Aja got MVP. If they go to the finals, I can guarantee she'll get finals MVP. She is making a strong case to be the greatest WNBA player of all time.
Ooh.
And we grew up with Maya Moore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The mid-range goddess, I should say, goddess. Yeah, so we grew up with that. We was there when Candace Parker came into the league and won MVP and Rookie of the Year. We was there for that.
Skylar Diggins.
Yeah. So, but what Aja Wilson is doing right now is unfair, honestly.
Right.
She has no holes in her game. She can score from everywhere. As a big, she's a big. And I think she had a 50-40-90 season this year.
I mean, that's pure talent, though.
Yeah.
It's pure talent. I think some things you could teach, and some things like you either got it or you don't.
Right.
Like me, I got it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I got it.
All right. You got it.
You got that.
You got that, OG. You got that, OG. Yeah.
But that's like there's certain things you just, like I said, you just can't teach. Like,
right.
That's God-given talent.
Right.
And she just out there destroying people.
Oh my God. It's
every night.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Every night.
Yeah, but I do think because the Liberty lost to the Aces in the finals last year, so I do think the Liberty got a little chip on their shoulder this year. I mean, Sabrina Ionescu, she said it. She said we got unfinished business. So I'm like, they're going to be a tough team to beat.
Yeah,
they're going to be a tough team to beat. But I'm excited about the WNBA moving forward. There's going to continue to be more talent coming in, which means they need to expand. They got to add more teams. A lot of leagues need to expand. The NBA needs to expand. I feel like the only league that does a great job expanding is the NHL. The NHL, since 2016, they've added 3 teams. They added Vegas, they added Seattle, and now they added Utah this year.
But I think I think it's important. Like, it's good to expand, but I think the markets in which you're expanding to.
True. Oh, for sure.
I mean, for the NHL, I guess Seattle and Utah are.
They what?
You know what I'm saying?
And Vegas made sense too, because Vegas is now adding just there. All of a sudden, they just got sports teams.
Yeah.
I feel like out of nowhere, they got a hockey team, a football team, a WNBA team, and now they'll probably have an NBA team pretty soon too.
Baseball?
No.
The
Athletics are going there too.
Yeah,
the A's are going there too.
Yeah, so like
that's crazy.
Some tax breaks, man.
Man, listen.
That's how you get players there, though.
Right.
They don't pay was it income tax? They don't pay no income tax there?
So. Yeah, I think so.
That was funny because remember when Derek Carr went to the Raiders?
Yeah.
He waited when he signed his contract. He backloaded it for when they moved to Vegas, so he wouldn't have to pay taxes on it.
That's a smart man.
Right?
That's a smart man.
Genius.
That's a smart man.
But yeah, back to expansion. Like, you have to have the right market.
True.
Because I feel like with it being a growing league and like now it's getting the attention that it's always deserved.
Right.
Like, you can't just throw one in Kansas.
Right.
You can't throw a team in Kansas. Like, you got to make sure it's the right market to where people can travel to. People, you know, can stay there for a weekend, make a trip out of it, and enjoy a game.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's tough to do. That's why I'm not an owner.
For sure. And with expanding, like I said, there's gonna be a lot of talent coming in. But with that, there's only so many teams, and some of that talent that should be in the WNBA are not gonna be on a team, so they're gonna end up playing overseas, and they should be in the W.
That's fair.
And it's starting to happen with the NBA too a little bit. Like, there's guys in the G League that could probably play in the NBA, that could probably play on the NBA roster right now. You know. So, but yeah, man, I'm excited about the WNBA. I'm excited about women's college basketball. I'll see what happens this year. We still got Paige Beckers in there. We still got Juju in there. Juju is a bucket.
That's
a bucket.
She might break some records though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. She's such a pure hooper. Like, she's just a hooper. Like, I feel like there's a difference between a basketball player and a hooper.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I look at guys like in the NBA. I look at like Melo, KD, Devin Booker. They're hoopers. They can hoop. But then you got other guys like I don't even know.
Would you consider Jason Tatum a hooper?
Oh, absolutely. For sure.
Okay.
For sure. I would consider him a hooper. The thing with Jason Tatum is Jason, he be pissing me off. He pissed me off because he's so nice. He is so nice. But he just don't. I feel like he just don't tap into that dog. He don't tap into it.
Too pretty.
Like, he can.
Too pretty. He gonna mess up his shoes. He trying to sweat. He don't like to sweat.
Like, I look at somebody like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant lives, eats, breathes basketball.
Yeah.
There's a video of him in the club. He was working on his form in the club. Like, that man is all basketball all the time.
No,
I love that.
That's mental.
I love that.
You in the club, people doing shots.
Yeah, he just jab step, Euro, just Euro pass people in the crowd.
Nah, that's crazy.
But
that's crazy.
But yeah, man. They had the NBA media days. So I was watching some of the clips from the NBA media day for the Lakers, and seeing LeBron and Bronny doing media day together, that got me. Like, that should mean something to me.
You see that clip with Stephon Diggs after the Media Cup?
Yep. That was me. I'm like, this is like, that's the dream.
Yeah.
That is the dream right there. You get to play in the NBA with he created his own teammate.
It's crazy.
He created his own teammate.
That's crazy to
think
about.
That's a my player in real life. He did a 2K my player in real life.
Yo. That's crazy.
You get to play on the same NBA team with your son.
That's a beautiful thing.
What
man.
else do you need? I don't need to do anything else. I don't need another MVP. I don't need another scoring title. I don't need another championship. Man. This is it right here. This is it.
Imagine that first alley-oop.
Oh man, you know what's gonna happen. The NBA script writers got to put that. They got to put that in there. They got to put that.
That's got to go in there.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah. It was beautiful to see, man. It was nice. It was nice just seeing like we sound old, but like remember little Brownie with the cornrows, you know, putting shots up with his dad before the Cavs games.
Man,
now
he trash talking.
Now he trash talking. Crazy.
Grew up so fast, man.
Man. Bryce next. Bryce is gonna be nice.
This make me feel old.
It does. Yep.
Damn.
Bryce. Honestly, a lot of these NBA players' sons are gonna be nice. Bryce, Kyan Anthony, Elijah Arenas, Gil's son.
He got that dog in him. He got that dog.
He's gonna be tough.
They all play out in LA, right?
I think so.
I know.
Well, I think Kyan. I think he play out in New York. Right? I don't know. They play all over. They travel. Because
Carmelo got an AAU team. So they travel.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited though. I'm excited for sports as a whole.
Yeah.
Excited for sports.
Yeah, for sure. I hope after the Olympics this summer, I hope how the Olympics were kind of carries over to the NBA. Mm-hmm. I hope that, because that was peak basketball.
Yeah.
That was.
I felt bad.
That was
for
the
Tatum,
purest.
I felt bad for Tatum though.
I didn't. I did not.
In that moment, imagine suiting up. You fly. I don't know how many hours it is from New York to
Paris.
Paris.
Yeah.
You go through you get to see all of these ceremonies and everything, and you ride the bench the whole time. He like, I could have stayed home. I mean, it was a new season of Bridgerton. Like I could have stayed home. I could stay home for this. Nah, man.
Yeah, I mean, but then it's like, who do you take out?
Derek
Not
White.
taking Brown out.
Derek White.
Yeah. Well, no, but Derek White's a guard. Derek White's a guard.
It don't matter. You would. I mean,
that's true. No, you're right. You're right. I'm hating. You're right.
Right. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Nah, but they got goals, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
Wish them well.
Yeah. I mean, because they wasn't taking out Bron. They wasn't taking out Steph. They wasn't taking out KD. I mean, everybody played a part, but I think Jason Tatum also didn't do himself many favors because he did not shoot the ball well.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we got time for this.
But you learn.
Once we get to the elimination round, every game is a game 7.
Yeah. And
we ain't got time for you going 2 for 10. We don't got time for that. So you either get some extra shots up at practice, or you're gonna be on this pine.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
No, that's good, man.